Let us start by considering the cylinder which we initially said that was moving through that channel. Say this is our cylinder. Note that initially we didn't state it, but another assumption is there is no pressure gradient or pressure head or pressure force applied in this case too. This is our another assumption. This say has a length of L, and we said that this has a radius of r naught moving with velocity v naught. Let us consider any arbitrary radius r from the center line of this cylinder. We are assuming that velocity increases as r increases. Note that we are assuming so right now, but later on we might find that this turns out to be negative because velocity might not increase as r increases. This is something which is called a trial method. We try with something. If our trial was correct, we end up getting what we already assumed to be correct, else we get the opposite of it. Let us write the force balance similar to what we did for the problem with flat plates. So if this is the cylinder, then we will have fluid layers surrounding this cylinder. Say the cylinder, I am drawing it in a little bit smaller scale, is like this. There will be some fluid layer at a radius r from the center. This fluid layer will also be cylindrical in shape because we are considering a flow through pipe. Let us consider another layer right above this fluid layer. Note that we are doing it almost similarly as we did for a flat plate. In a flat plate we had this plate, we considered some fluid layer at some height and we considered another fluid layer at some other height. This difference in height was dy. Similarly here this difference in radius is say dr. So we have a fluid layer which is cylindrical in shape at a radius r. We have another fluid layer which is at a radius r plus dr. Same thing is going to happen like in the case of a flat plate. Because of the virtue of the existence of the lower fluid layer, we will be having this experiencing a viscous force in this direction. And because of the existence of another fluid layer on top of it, the internal force, which is actually viscous force becoming the internal force, because of that we will be having a force in this direction. If we have a force balance here, we can write eta times the area, we will be mentioning this later, velocity gradient at r plus dr, minus eta times some other area into velocity gradient at r. This must be equal to 0. Initially, when we considered the case of a flat plate, what we ended up having was equal area of contact. That was because of the fact that we considered a flat plate of this sort and we assumed that it was infinitely large on the other side. So what happened is, if we have fluid on say this surface, we will be having an area of, say, this is B and this is L, then we will be having an area of BL. Note that this area is going to be same for all fluid layers on top of this layer. But in this case, this will not be true. This is because of the fact that when we are considering a fluid cylinder like this, say this is considered at a radius r from the center. If we consider the area, we are considering the surface area of contact. So the surface area for a cylinder will be 2 pi r times the length of the cylinder. However, if we change the radius, say we take a radius slightly larger than this, say this radius now is say r2, then we will be having a surface area of 2 pi r2 times L. This is what is going to happen here. This force is due to the virtue of existence of this fluid layer. So we will be considering the surface area of contact of this fluid layer. This fluid layer is at a radius of r plus dr from the center. So the surface area of contact will be 2 pi r plus dr times L. L being the length of the cylinder, solid cylinder which is flowing through the pipe. The same way here, we will be having surface area as 2 pi simply r, because we are considering the bottom cylinder, into L. This is our force balance equation with this assumption that no pressure head or force is said to be applied across the ends of the pipe being considered. Let us simplify this equation. This equation gets simplified if we cancel off eta from both sides, 2 pi from both sides, L from both sides, and finally ending up with r plus dr Vg at r plus dr being equal to r times Vg at r. Now, how do we solve this equation? If we look at this equation from a layman's point of view, we are seeing that a radius term is getting multiplied with a gradient term on both sides, and this term is same as the gradient at that term. This is remaining same for any arbitrary layer. So this also gets equal to r minus dr into Vg at r minus dr, and so on. So what we really find is this, r into Vg at r, this should be constant. So the product of radius and velocity gradient in this case will be a constant. So this is our governing equation. Let us solve this.